Hey guys, happy Wednesday to you. I want to start on commercial wall systems today. A little quote here from Doug Copeland. If a building looks better under construction than it does when it's finished, it's a failure. Boy, ain't that the truth. Although for those of you who have ever done anything in construction work like I know you have, Ethan, you'll know there's a certain beauty to the construction of a structure, and as it's going together, can be quite impressive looking. When we're talking about commercial wall systems, though, we're talking slightly different than we are with residential systems. We've got load-bearing walls that are low-rise, cast-in-place concrete, tilt-up concrete, concrete masonry units, CMU walls that is, or non-load-bearing walls, as well as curtain walls. Curtain walls are glass walls usually. Load-bearing walls support vertical loads other than its own weight, and often support floors or roofs above them, as opposed to non-load-bearing walls, which only support its own weight. And they're typically used for partitions to separate interior spaces or for protection from the elements. Common construction materials. Let me adjust this here. Are wood, precast concrete, and light gauge steel. Other common commercial wall materials are cast-in-place concrete, tilt-up concrete, and CMU concrete masonry units as well. Concrete. At this point in the game, if we were back in school, this is where we would be pouring the concrete sidewalk. When we talk about concrete, it's 6% air, 11% Portland cement, 41% gravel or crushed stone or coarse aggregate of some type, 26% sand or fine aggregate, and 16% water. These are very rough estimates for rough concrete. It can become much more specific and much more detailed for specific operations as well. Some of the advantages of concrete that I'd like to go over and at least discuss with you guys. I'm trying to get this right for the video. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. Specific advantages for the concrete. Strength specifically, especially in compression. It's very durable, fire resistant, pest resistant, rot and rust resistant, very low maintenance, energy efficient as far as thermal mass store goes. It stores the heat energy for both heat and for cooling purposes. What is green concrete? LED credits can be earned for using materials that are extracted from, harvested, or recovered within a 500-mile radius from the site, using recycled aggregate, improved energy efficiency by taking advantage of thermal mass of concrete, reduced volatile organic chemicals using concrete compared to other construction materials, and generating less construction waste than wood or steel. Cast-in-place concrete. Concrete walls which are formed, reinforced, and poured in place right there on the job site. Concrete is reinforced with steel bars to improve tensile and bending strength. Cast-in-place concrete. Typical construction starts with a foundation, metal concrete ties holding the bricks on, the horizontal reinforcement rebar, vertical reinforcement rebar, the actual cast-in-place concrete wall, Here they're showing rigid insulation, which is usually blue Dowboard styrofoam with a 1-inch minimum airspace, and then the masonry veneer, and then weep holes at the bottom to allow the moisture and condensation to run out. Cast in place concrete walls with insulating concrete forms, or ICFs, which are concrete forms which consist of insulating foam that stays in place as a permanent part of the wall assembly for thermal values. Some cast in place concrete examples. The Barrage Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, 155 North Wacker, Chicago. I don't know what that is. The Dubai Tower, though, is scheduled to have opened at the end of 2009 and is now the world's tallest skyscraper at 2,600 feet tall. Tilt-up concrete. Concrete wall sections with reinforcing rebar are poured horizontally on site, allowed to cure, and then tilted vertically and anchored to the foundation. It can be formed into a variety of shapes and sizes, different surfaces, surface treatments, and form inserts can be used to create a wide variety of surface textures, relatively quick design and construction time. What they're showing here is these form inserts that give relief to the panels. You can see that this is actually the concrete here, and even though it looks like bricks, so you can apply aesthetics directly to concrete by dyeing the concrete and by using forms. This can be done in a positive or a negative fashion. In this upper right hand corner picture, you'll notice that that is a curved wall. If you see where the guys are standing there, you can see that it looks like a skateboard ramp. Here they're showing a guy applying thin bricks that are set in the form before the concrete is cast, so that the concrete casts itself to the bricks also. The typical tilt-up concrete wall section. This is a cross-section view. And this is roughly what I want you to draw using a straight edge of some type on the assignment that's in the haiku for the walls that you're going to look up. Architectural concrete layer, the insulation here, then the structural concrete layer, and then they're showing this L-shaped thing. That's a pour-back strip installed after the wall in order to retain as a reinforcement. Here's some tilt-up examples. The Austin Research Center in Texas, Bright House Networks in St. Petersburg, Florida, the San Diego Children's Museum in California, and the Boca Village Corporate Center in Boca Raton, Florida. CMUs, or cinder blocks. Concrete is cast into hollow blocks that can be stacked and grouted to form walls. CMU load-bearing walls are reinforced with steel bars to improve tensile and bending strength. I can't zoom on that. I wish I could, because I'd like to show you a closer picture of what that looks like. Some masonry examples. These aren't places that you'd be aware of, but the Isle of Palm Recreation Center in South Carolina, a commercial building under construction. Both here, in this aesthetically pleasing structure, are tilt-up and CMU construction, both at some company named RS&K Advertising in Madison, Wisconsin. Some non-load-bearing walls. Notice in the photographs that the walls do not support other structural components. In the first photograph, the ceiling framework is suspended from the roof. You can't see it, but those are suspended by wires. In the second photograph, the exterior beams carry the structural load, and the walls simply fill in and provide protection from the elements. In the third photograph at the bottom there, the wood-framed walls were constructed to the undersides of the trusses, and then the trusses carry the load from the roof, which is above the exterior load-bearing walls. Curtain walls, everybody loves them. They're gorgeous. They're non-load-bearing walls, though, and they're attached to the exterior of the building, often composed of glass and metal, and they provide visual appeal, daylight, and protection from the elements. So these are the things that we've covered here today. Load-bearing walls for low-rise, green-rise, green concrete, cast-in-place concrete, tilt-up concrete, cinder blocks or CMUs, concrete masonry units, and then non-load-bearing walls and curtain walls for aesthetics. All right, keep this short for you guys to help finish your other, give you some time to finish your other things. I would like for you to add the questions and the material that are written in the haiku into your engineering notebook. Please share them with me, and after you do that, I will update the grade book to reflect that for everybody, okay? I'm going to have another PowerPoint for you tomorrow, but it will not include an assignment. But it's going to be important that you watch tomorrow's PowerPoint so that you're kept current on the next assignment. All right? Have a great day, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it.